Um, Good morning, dear members of Examination Board colleagues. The theme of my research is problems of personal relationships at workplace. The paper includes introduction, main body, conclusion, reference, appendix, and glossary. The first chapter focuses on personnel management in the hospitality consists of 3 issues. The first is importance of personal relationships at workplace. The second is problems of interpersonal relationships. And the last is human capital and staff turnover. The second chapter suggests recommendations of solving interpersonal problems. The thesis statement of the diploma is all kinds of interpersonal relationships must be identified and managed properly to create friendly working environment. The objectives of this research are to study problems of interpersonal relationships at workplace in the hospitality and to work out recommendations to solve them. At the beginning, I would like to say that personnel management is an administrative discipline of hiring and developing employees so that they become more valuable to the organization. Poor communication, lack of knowledge of vision and mission of the organization, unrealistic work expectations, all work time not paid for, and the stressful nature of the industry may provide great interpersonal conflicts. The 5 most common types of conflicts at workplace you can see on the slide, and the first type is independence conflicts. It means that a person's job depends on someone else's calculation, output, or input. Then differences in style means that people's style for completing the job can differ. For example, one person may just want to get the work done quickly, he is task-oriented, while another is more concerned about having it done in a particular way or by involving other people in the project. Conflicts such as differences in background can arise between people because of differences in educational background, personal experiences, ethnic heritage, gender, and political preferences. This type of conflict is very popular in
It's 13 hours.
This type of conflict is very popular in the hospitality because employees are international. Another type of conflict is differences in leadership. Employees who change from one supervisor to another can become confused. For example, one leader may be more open and inclusive, whilst another can be more direct. Finally, personality clashes are often fueled by emotion and perceptions about somebody else's motives and character. Conflicts lead to high turnover of staff in a hotel. The combination of high labor spends and turnover causes heavy loss in the industry. For many employers, the cost of turnover of an employee can be between 100 and 200% of the total remuneration of that employee. The estimates vary by type of employee, but turnover costs generally fall into 5 categories: pre-departure cost, recruitment, selection, onboarding training, and loss of productivity. Now I would like to draw your attention to the slide showing the estimates of turnover costs in a hotel. According to the statistics available, productivity loss takes 52% of all turnover costs. The smallest part of all costs takes pre-departure costs. The remainder represents cost on recruiting, 20%, orientation and training, 14%, and selection, 11%. High employee turnover not only incurs costs, but also directly affects the maintenance of brand consistency that is crucial for today's industry. Retention rates are closely associated with the morale of employees and their loyalty to the brand. Companies with low retention rates find it harder to develop brand loyalty amongst employees who are likely to deliver inconsistent customer service experience. Business strategy should determine the talent agenda. Companies will need to develop innovative talent programs and solutions aimed at reducing employee turnover as well as attracting and retaining top talent. As a result of the research, the paper suggests the following recommendations of solving interpersonal conflicts. First, the ongoing interaction with all employees in a climate of mutual respect. Then, matching leadership style with a group of employees and putting staff in charge as well as in control, giving them latitude to make decisions independently. Further on, constantly striving to motivate staff, valuing employees, and giving praise where praise is due. Striking a balance between concern for individuals and groups and the accomplishment of tasks and giving employees realistic workflows is another important feature of successful personnel management. The management should also include the employees in the implementation of current plans and future plans and introduce conflict management in the employee relations, planning and identifying instances of conflict and developing procedures to resolve them. And finally, management should provide regular consultation and communication with staff, create unambiguous situations, guide and mentor their employees. To sum up, I would like to say that good interpersonal relationships among employees doesn't only contribute to the friendly working environment, but boosts the morale of the employees and inspires them to deliver quality work. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I would be glad to answer them.
So, any queries? Yes.
I've got a question. Generally speaking, in the general sense, what is the friendly working environment for you, ideally?
Thank you for your question. Friendly, as I understand, friendly working environment is when people are happy with their job, when a job is challenging, and when employees are happy to work together in the company. So I think it means.
Does this mean that you welcome challenge?
Yes.
You
Thank you. Perhaps somebody from the audience has a question. No? Oh, yeah.
Dasha, you mentioned appraisal as one of the instruments of settling the interpersonal conflicts. I think there is another instrument which is used maybe even more often. That is some administrative measures. Can you give some examples of when the employer needs to apply those measures? And maybe you can add something to expand those list of instruments in dealing with, in settling conflicts or dealing with other kinds of interpersonal violations.
Thank you for your question. I must say that there are lots of measures which employers can use to their employees. One of them administrative measures, but it wasn't the topic of my research. But I think that administrative measures can be appropriate in some situations. It can be fires or fines, for example, or the employees can be reprimanded for some reason. And as for praise, so I think praise should be appropriate for any situation. For example, when employees just start work in the company and employers are interested to increase his loyalty to the brand, so he can use praise. It's one of the instruments.
May I ask a question, please? And who is responsible for managing conflicts and interpersonal relationships on an everyday basis, for example? Because you've described a lot of tools of how to do it, but who should be responsible for solving everyday conflicts at work? Anyway.
So thank you for your question. I think that human resource management, human resource department should be responsible for conflict management in hotel, and also top managers should be concerned about conflicts.
And how do they find out about what is going on at the lowest level?
So well, I think they can take a feedback
So
from
do you mean that employees should be encouraged to report?
it can be, it also can be, it's helpful. It is helpful, I think. And also managers should be involved in the working process on the low level, in the low level or the middle level. So
Thank you for your question. Thank you for your report.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
And just following the previous question, Dasha. You spoke about large size enterprises. What about small size, about 5 or 6 people working with no human HR department there? But there is an office manager who can be dealing with such problems.
So thank you for the question. I think it wasn't a topic of my research, but
Yeah, I
I think
understand.
yes, I think that when a company, enterprise, any enterprise has 6 or 8 employees, management should be responsible for all situations that happen in that company. Thank you.
Thank you again. Now it's time we move on to the next